Tony Robbins once said the only way to bring your visualization to life is to feel as if it already happened. Well, this is true because if impressing my subconscious mind depends on my ability to feel like it already happened, then I can accomplish anything I desire, as long as I can capture the feeling. But that's the challenge. If you have attempted to use visualizing to capture the feeling of a goal you had and weren't able to feel any emotion from it, then you need to listen to what I'm about to say. The reason you haven't been able to capture the feeling from your desires is because you haven't discovered what your desire means to you. Let me give you an equation. Write this down. This is what I call the manifestation secret. Meaning equals emotion. In this trailer, I'm going to show you how important it is to discover the meaning behind your desires, and your ability to do this successfully will give you the opportunity to have the most hyper-real experience in your next meditation. This is what will truly produce the feeling within you that your desire is already yours, that it is already done. One day, I was helping my girlfriend figure out why she couldn't visualize her goal in meditation, which is to become a flight attendant. We were discussing it and I gave a suggestion. I said, what if you don't visualize being a flight attendant, but instead you visualize hearing your sister call you and telling you how absolutely proud she is for you working hard to accomplish this goal? Now, while I was describing the scene for her, I noticed something interesting began to happen. She began to cry, tears of joy. And instinctively, I knew that if she was feeling emotion from the scene, just from me talking about it, while if she visualized this deep meditation, she would have a very realistic experience. And it turns out I was right. She had the most hyper-real experience in her next meditation. She felt like it was completely done. Now I had a theory. If I can help someone discover a deeper meaning behind their desires, we can use that meaning and craft a specific scene that produces an emotion. This is what's called an emotional trigger. And by going into a deep meditative state like deep alpha or theta, they can use this trigger to impress their subconscious mind with the reality of that scene, which we know will produce a physical expression or a manifestation of the exact likeness of that feeling in their world. This is big. I have conducted 60 plus virtual classes centered around meditation and manifestation, teaching people from all around the world what I know about transformation through meditation. Individuals who are coaches, psychologists, writers, real estate agents, stay-at-home mothers, college students, all people who know the power of the subconscious. These are the type of students I have coached in my classes. This has given me an incredible opportunity to test my theory. And what I have found is that when an individual is able to discover the emotional meaning behind their desires, it's like a deep reservoir of emotional power that has been unlocked for them. Their meditation takes on an entirely different reality. Hear from Sharon Holliday and Nancy, who I've coached one-on-one. They're in a great example.
He was able to get me in touch with the true, deeper emotion by attributing the meaning behind it. What did it mean to me to achieve this goal? And as soon as he was able to, rephrase the question in a way that got me to that answer, there was just a floodgate opened up, and I was completely emotional because it's like he had tapped into something so deep within me that no one had ever been able to unlock before. And because of that, I could see that it was already done, just like he had been saying. This goal has already manifested, and now it's just like I'm reliving it.
I've had a mental awareness and understanding that all things are possible, right? And imagination is the secret. Yet, for some reason, I was unable to really tap into and connect to what that meant to me. So while having a session with Evan, I really tapped into my own dreams, one, and two, the meaning behind the dreams that I want to experience. And I found a trigger actually too, right, that allows me to tap into that space so that I can walk from that space. I had an opportunity to have a meditation that took me really beyond my previous meditations. Previous meditations, I felt things come alive in a way that I always felt like I was experiencing it, but watching it happen to someone. And after my session with Evan, it really felt like it came to life. Like I was living this dream that had a memory within the memory within the memory for myself, right? Where people were reminding me of memories that hadn't happened decades yet, right? And so I don't know, it was beyond real because I felt it like I was holding grandkids that I had never even thought about in my mind as a possibility. And yet in this space, I came from a space that my husband was real, my kids were real, their significant others were real, my grandkids was a real thing that I was actually holding as well. And so I know it was more than just a vision that I was watching, but it was really coming from me and through me, and I lived it. Right? You can't tell me I didn't live that meditation. Like that was real to me.
Now, these two are an incredible example of what can happen when you discover the emotional meaning. And I have countless of stories of people who have drastically improved their ability to manifest. But I ran into a problem. Although I have a talent for coaching, I couldn't seem to figure out how can I use this process on myself. It felt like trying to look at the back of my head without a mirror. I couldn't step out of my own perspective and peer into my mind, see the emotional meaning I had behind all of my goals. And it turns out everyone who learned about discovering the power of emotional meaning behind their desires, they had the same issue. That's why I created this course. I have developed 6 introspection tools that you can use on yourself to take a deep dive into your mind and look around and discover the true meaning behind your desires, to truly discover the real goal behind your goals. And sometimes the answer might surprise you. This is a self-study course. You can go at your own pace and access it from your phone or your computer. This course has 5 main sections, including my closing remarks. If you choose to enroll in my growth and support package, you will have access to a monthly Zoom call dedicated for Q&As to support you as you manifest your desires, as well as a single one-on-one coaching session with me. In the first and second sections, I will do the introduction to the course, lay the foundation, going over the power of the subconscious mind, giving more examples of what happens when you discover the emotional meaning behind your desires. Then I will set you up for success in the third section by explaining what exactly is an introspection tool, how to use it to effectively learn more about why your desire is important to you. You will get through the toughest part right here, and it requires persistence and commitment. For each of the 6 introspection tools, you will get a bonus PDF that you can download that will assist you. Once you've discovered the emotional meaning behind your desire, you can move into the 4th section, which is worth celebrating. This is a big deal. As an example, if your desire was to be successful, you might realize through these introspection tools the real emotional meaning driving your desire to be successful. Like, for example, this could be you seeing your parents experience joy for the first time in their life. Growing up, you saw how they sacrificed and they never really let themselves be happy. So what would mean the most to you is see them experience joy. This is the emotional meaning driving that particular person to become successful. This is when it gets exciting because we can use the emotional trigger so deep in a meditation, it will impress your subconscious mind. So for this person, it turns out somebody actually coached, and the emotional trigger we created for them was this. I said, okay, now that you are successful, you've made enough money to retire your parents, you take them on a beautiful vacation. And on one of the nights, you're sitting on a beach as the sun sets and the weather is perfect and you're just lost in the beauty of the ocean. But you have a moment where you look over at your parents, and for the first time in your entire life, you actually see your parents enjoying themselves. This is the emotional trigger for that person. It may have just stirred up some emotions in you, and maybe not. If it did, it's because on some level that scene also means a lot to you. And for this particular person, because I coached them, this scene meant so much to them, they couldn't help but cry just from me describing it. Every time you get close to the meaning, emotion has to come out. It's instant. Meaning equals emotion. In this step, I will guide you to crafting the best emotional trigger for you that is guaranteed to produce positive emotions if you have done the work to find the meaning behind the desires. In the last section, number 5 is to use the emotional trigger within a deep meditative state. I will explain the 5 core elements to an effective meditation, and from there, the keys to your success is finally in your hands. As a recap, this course has 3 major steps. Step number 1, discover the emotional meaning by using introspection tools. Step 2, create the emotional trigger. And step 3, impress the subconscious mind by using your emotional trigger. If you have truly grasped the power of discovering the meaning and can see how this can help you achieve your desires, don't pass up on this opportunity to enroll in this course. Do it now. It is certainly true that things happen for a reason. When you are ready, the information to take you to the next level will appear. And if you are at a place in your life where you understand these principles, but you just haven't effectively applied it, enroll in this course right now. I will help you. I have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to lose. By enrolling in this course, you will have it forever, including the 6 bonus PDFs accompanying the introspection tools. Enroll now, and I will see you in the first lesson.